Thank you.
Hello, everybody. The kitty is here with us again.
The kitty is here with us again. What's the kitty's name?
Snowflake. I decided to name it Snowflake because it's a pretty white.
Yeah.
And it looks like a snowflake. So then I decided to name it Snowflake.
Snowflake, huh?
It's getting a bit dirty up there.
Yep. All right. Well, it is the end of the year. Not soon enough. But it is.
Not? The
end of the school year.
Oh.
It's the end of the school year. And so what we figured we would do is we would work on some pieces for our teachers. Our teachers have been phenomenal and amazing. Like, this has been such a hard transition, even for me and for the girls especially, but like the teachers have just gone above and beyond. We've actually even had a teacher that came by the house just to make sure, you know, things were going okay. She was missing the kids, and so she was like...
And that's when we accidentally caught this brush on fire.
Yeah, because we were showing people, huh? But anyway, so I mean, our teachers have been wonderful. So welcome, Sherry. It's good to have you here. So we figured we would try to come up with some teacher gifts. Now, you guys, quite honestly, 10 minutes ago, we had no idea what we were going to do for this video. So we'll see how this all goes. And this is completely, like everything else, totally off the cuff, you know? So we're just kind of winging it. I guess, Kiara would like to say something.
Okay, I'm going to the orthodontist on Friday. Orthodontist.
Orthodontist.
I don't know how to say it.
You are going to the orthodontist. Yes. So anyway, so what we wanted to do is first we have to kind of figure out what it is that we want to make and who we need to make for, and that will kind of determine what we make. So we brainstormed a couple of ideas already. Excuse me, baby. Let me move this stuff so that we can show these guys. Welcome, Louise. It is good to see you. So, all right. So let me show you guys. Oh, that's the wrong camera. Let's try this camera. Okay, so a couple of things that we really quickly, and I'm talking to you guys, this was like 5 minutes ago, we're like, what do we do? What do we do? So we were thinking that maybe it would be kind of fun to do kind of like a bar necklace, whether we stamp a text on here or whatever else, and then we'll hang some little dangles. I have some different shaped disc cutters where we can come in and we can pierce out or punch out different things, and then we can set some stones on these, because I think the tube settings are actually not too bad and the girls do well at setting those. So the other option I just received from Dave Manny. Dave Manny is a gentleman who bought a wire rolling business, basically. So Bobby, you are so wonderful. Thank you. So it's a little stiff. So what he did was he bought this company. It's the Cranston Rolling Mills or Wire Company or whatever it was, working in conjunction, I think, with Kevin Potter maybe. And they have all of these different rolls that would print, you know, different textures onto the metal. So I just purchased, I don't know, there's probably like $150 worth or something like that here. And we've got all these different patterns on here because it was just kind of a random assortment. And so one of the things that we can do is we can take this and we can either do a bar this way. Here, guys, keep moving them. All right, so we could do a bar this way, punch some holes, and then hang some dangles. Or we could even do kind of up and down, which I think is absolutely beautiful as well on some of these. So, Darling Garcia, thank you so much. I'm glad that you're enjoying, darling. Sometimes, yeah. So anyway, so glad that you could be here and catch the videos and that you're enjoying them. So anyway, so this is, like I said, this happened 5 minutes ago. We've been sitting here all morning trying to get everything done as far as schoolwork and music auditions and everything. So
thank you for the unicorn puppies and hearts.
Yes, thank you so much. So anyway, so that's kind of where we're at, and we just figured we would take you guys kind of on the process with us for designing this. Now, before we get going too far, some of the ways that you guys can help me, because every now and then everybody will ask, you know, how can we help or whatever. The biggest thing you guys can do is subscribe to my channel, my YouTube channel. Turn on the notifications that you want to be notified when I do videos. Please give us a thumbs up on the video itself, not just here in the little online chat, but then when the video is over, whatever, go back and give us some comments, you know, and so that we can come back and we can interact with you down in the comments as well. And that will help us with the YouTube channel.
Can I actually?
You can't, they can't see it though. But anyway, yeah, you can. So another thing too, yesterday I found out that the remaining 6 shows that I had scheduled for the year have now been canceled. So with that, that means, you know, I've not had any income since Tucson, and now I have no income till the end of the year, until next Tucson, if Tucson happens next year. So one of the things that I am planning on doing is some live videos, and it won't necessarily involve the girls, you know, but they would be live workshops that we would do, and I would keep them very, very affordable. Now what that means as well is that they're live, so you guys kind of know how I run live things. And then price range probably between $30 and $150. So it just kind of depends on how things go, you know, and what we're doing and the complexity of it. Definitely the ones that are a little less expensive, I probably won't take the time to do a written handout, but it would be something that I would record and I would post so you guys could come back and watch it. So that's kind of an idea that I'm trying to come up with. And, you know, I'm really, really, really hoping I do not have to homeschool in the fall. If I have to homeschool in the fall,
we're dead.
I'll be dead. I don't think I can do it anymore.
We'll be done.
School, you choose my new job.
We'll quit.
You're gonna quit? You guys gonna quit? We could all just become jewelers. How's that? We'll become jewelers.
Mommy made this for me when I was for my baptism. It was last year in January.
Yeah. The place where I got them is David Manny, and he's on Facebook. I don't know if he has a website or anything like that set up, but if you guys need me to get in touch or have you get in touch with him, just let me know, and I will try to get his information for that.
You can just do like a small like
A bracelet, yes you can. We can do a bracelet with this. So yeah. Sue Ellen, I would like to have more students than I can handle, because right now I have no students. Actually, I just signed one up that's going. I do have 2.
Yeah.
You two are both so offended.
Look,
You guys are funny.
like when I wear this, it feels like
It's perfect spot.
it doesn't feel like it's gonna choke me, but it just feels weird right
Yeah,
there.
does it?
2 students right here.
I do have 2 students, and I just signed up another one that's going to be here.
Is it
in the
Lindsay? Is
studio.
it Lindsay? Is it Lindsay?
No, it's Emma, the one that came over the other night. So I will actually have a student in my studio a couple days a
I
week.
don't remember having a person come over last night.
Yeah? No.
I don't remember.
Not last night, the other night. It's okay.
You said last
the one
night.
that no, the other night, the one that has the Oculus. The virtual reality glasses that you like. Anyway, so that's kind of what I'm thinking. Everything right now is in the brainstorming phase, because really I was just trying to bide my time until the show's in the fall. But of course, that is just not going to be happening. So anyway, I would love to hear some thoughts on what you guys would like to see as far as classes. Because they would be live, I think I would probably have to do some of them in a couple of parts, because as you guys have seen here on these videos, some of the processes can get quite long. So I know, Sue Ellen, if only I were still in Ohio, huh? I know. I really miss Ohio. You know what I miss about Ohio and Virginia? I miss good skin. Oh my goodness, we're so scaly here, and we're flaky. It's so dry, but I don't miss the rust on my tools. Utah is really good for that.
Ooh, you know what?
What?
When you brought those, what were they called? The eye nut things?
The what?
the chocolates that you brought back.
Oh, Buckeyes.
Yeah. That's why I would want to move there. I would want to move there so we could get those.
Well, we can make Buckeyes. We don't have to move there to make Buckeyes.
How do you make them?
I'll show you another time, but not right now. So back to what we are doing. The first thing we have to do is we have to identify who we are making things for. Now, in the case, like Kate was just pointing out, that we could easily take some of these and bend them around into a bracelet, and absolutely you can. What is the issue with doing some of that though with these, do you think?
We don't have the wrist size.
Oh no, the wrist size is not a big deal, because if we're doing a cuff, like I know your teachers. You don't have teachers that have really large wrists or anything like that. So we could just do a standard 6-inch cuff. What is this material?
Wire?
Copper.
It's copper. What does copper do?
And you know what?
Wait.
If you wash your hands, it turns you green.
It does.
And it might not solder very well and turn black like my...
Oh yeah, no, if you solder something onto it, it will definitely turn black. But then you put it into the pickle and it comes back to copper again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sue Ellen, we turned in, I have alligator skin. I have what I call sometimes, like, and it happens certain times of the year, or depending on what I'm doing in the studio, I get Velcro fingers. Like it just clings to everything. Ugh, I hate it. Alligator skin, do you know what an alligator is? You know what their skin looks like? So she's saying, because like back east, it's humid. You know, the air is very humid. In your hair, you just never have good hair days back there. But when your skin dries out, it gets all wrinkly and like alligatory. That's why we have lotion all over the house, because we get so dry. Lotion. You should use lotion. Everybody should use lotion here.
Daddy does.
All right. Oh yeah, Sue Ellen, my thumbs split too, especially if I'm doing a lot in the studio. My thumbs and my fingers will split and crack. Oh, not fun.
I have shiny nails, and I did not use, I didn't use clear nail polish.
Do you want to know what? Bobby Gibble, I can't remember if I said your name right, Bobby, sorry. Bobby is one that I met in Tucson. She's the one who gave you the nail thing. She gave me the necklaces for you guys. What? Yes.
Yay.
Well, it's actually for all of us. So, okay. So back to what we're doing, the things that we need to do. We know we're going to be doing some tube setting. So the next thing then that we need to do.
I don't remember what you said. It was Bobby that gave you them, or one of Bobby's friends?
No, Bobby gave them to me. She gave me a little bag and it had the necklaces for each of you guys. Yeah, that's okay. I do too.
Oh, the unicorn?
No, not the unicorn. That was from Janet. All right, so the first thing we need to do is let's come back to our screen right here, and let's talk about what we want to do. So if we are going to do like this bar one right here, okay, where we've got three different drops, we're going to have to create a chain, right? So we'll do that with the jump rings like what you did before, Kiari. Now, the thing is do we want to do a bar this way with text on it, or do you maybe want to use something like one of these?
Well, for Mrs. Warner, I think we should probably, I don't know.
All right, and let's make a note of who we need to make them for. So we know we need Mrs. Warner.
I don't know, either we could get,
Hamblin.
Either for Mrs. Warner, either we could, use this bubbly one, or where's the bubbly one? I don't know if this is the bubbly. It kind of looks like bubbles. Isn't that one the toad skin? I don't know.
It's not the toad skin, but we do have more toad skin.
Ooh, bubbly. Is this the bubbly?
Kind of. It's a hammered texture is what that looks like.
Let's do, we should do that one, or we should get one that we could write something on and put.
Well, you know, this one, Packers, I think we shouldn't do Packers. I know she might be into the Packers. I don't know.
We should put it.
Yeah, I don't think we should put that on this one.
Bubbles.
You like the bubbles, like this one, the toad skin, or you like the hammered one?
I like the hammered one.
You like the hammered one?
Yeah, I like the hammered bubble.
Okay, is this for Mrs. Warner?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll say we're going to do the hammered texture. Now, do you want Do you want to hang it this way where we go horizontal, or do you want to go vertical this way?
This way's horizontal. This way's vertical.
No, this is horizontal. This is vertical.
But my teacher always remembered horizontal because it's almost like an H. Because
Okay, well, the
starts with
horizontal.
an H, and an H goes up and down.
No, this is like the H, like this is like the H, the bar that goes across.
Oh.
Vertical goes up and down, but see how it points up and down?
Yeah.
So vertical
I
goes
see.
up and down.
I see.
Okay. So
I think we should probably do it this way, maybe.
you want to do it this
I
way
don't know which
across
way's
and then do
better.
like the 3?
Yeah.
So I think if we do it across and we do the 3, I
should make
think,
bubbles.
wait, I think
Or
it actually would be better if we used one that was a little narrower rather than thick.
Carrie, another way you can remember horizontal is like the horizon.
Yeah. Okay. So, Kiari, did you hear? So, if we're going to do the one that goes across, I think we should do a narrower one. See how much more narrow this one is? See that? See how big and thick that one is?
Do we
How
have
wide?
a narrow bubble one?
We don't. But we could do a narrow one out of something like that. Or we could actually, wait, listen. We could get a piece of silver or copper and actually just hammer it so that it has this texture. What do you think? And I think Mrs. Warner has done an amazing job. So I think we should do hers in silver anyway.
Okay.
You think so?
And we should add bubbles, and then maybe we could, for like the design, maybe we could do like something like, so
You want to hang
Maybe we
something
could-
from it?
maybe we could have a heart
Here, people
one.
can't see this. Like have the heart drops like this.
Like have the heart one in the middle, and then maybe we could do,
So do a heart here.
and then two like stars on the two sides, maybe.
Okay, so do 2 stars and a heart.
Mm-hmm.
We could do that. And then, you know what? I have some gold fill wire that we could do a fun little design up here. What do you think about that?
Sure. What type
Okay.
of design?
I don't know. It could just be like a wave or something like that. So let's say for Mrs. Warner.
Water makes me think of water.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
called-
so we'll do hers in silver. Okay. And then you said we'll do some drops, and we'll do a heart one. Mm-hmm. And then we'll
two
do,
stars on this
you
side.
want to do stars?
Yeah.
Do you want to put tube settings on those? Like gemstones?
I think she might like blue.
You think blue?
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to do like your birthstone blue? Like that pretty.
Yeah, I think she likes blue.
Okay. So what we could do is we could do blue in the stars, or actually, how about we do clear on the stars and we could do blue in the heart?
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, so we'll do blue on the heart and we'll do clear on the stars.
You mean see-through type of thing? It's
Well,
the same thing.
Yeah, it's like the diamond or the
And we
clear
would do
CZ.
the little ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
The little stones.
Yeah, we'll do we'd have to do the little ones because these don't punch out a very big hole. Okay, so you like that idea? Okay, so this will be for Miss Warner. And then we'll do maybe we'll do a little piece of gold or something like that.
That we were
On there.
going to do hammered.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, the background will be all hammered. Okay?
Yeah.
We'll come up with something like that. All right, so that's for Mrs. Warner. That's a good one, Kiari. I think she would like that a lot.
Yeah, I think we should do gold because gold and silver are like, gold means you're amazing and awesome, and silver also means that.
Oh, cool. That would be good. All right, so what about for Miss Hamblin? What do you want to do for her? How about we do one like this for Miss Hamblin where
Yeah.
it's a drop down?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to do hers in silver and gold also? Or we could do copper and silver.
I'm thinking.
You're thinking. All right, well, while you're thinking, Kate, what about for Dr. Marine? So I printed up, so Dr. Marine is the music teacher, so I printed up a music backplate so we could do something on here. Like we could still even do something like this where we just cut a strip of it down and then we could do that. Yep. And we could hang our treble clef from the bottom of it. You like that?
Yeah.
Is this silver? I think that's all silver. Yeah, that one's a silver one. All right, so you want to just do something like that? I think maybe what we need to do is solder like this wire right here and maybe right here so that it has a better join on it. Okay, so that will be a little bit tricky, but it won't be too bad, I don't think. Okay, so all right, so you want to do the vertical bar and then hang the music note from it? Okay.
Do we want to make a necklace with that?
Yeah, yeah. Or we can also do some earrings for her as well. You know, and we could do something very similar. I wouldn't do this on the earrings, and I wouldn't make them as long.
What if we just did like a little heart made out of these?
We could do that. I don't know if we would get much like design. We might get a little bit of design if we punched it out with the heart punch. But yeah, so we could either do that, or we can cut out a heart. Although this, like if we did these as earrings, I don't know that we'd want to go too big. Although she wears some bigger earrings. Yeah. So we could do some. What?
Do you have a purple stone?
A purple stone, yes I do.
Yeah.
Amethyst.
Yeah. I think we should try doing that on her necklace.
For Mrs. Hamblin?
Yeah, on one purple.
Okay.
Like one purple.
So if we do Mrs. Hamblin's, we'll do hers kind of long, right? Okay.
And
So we'll just do a jump ring up here where the necklace can go through. What are we going to do here? Are we doing a silver one, or are we doing one of these textured ones? What are you thinking for hers?
Mama.
Yes, you know what? That is Roberta's back plate. That is the music, and it is pretty awesome.
I like this
Yeah,
one.
I like this one. When I saw that, I had to get that
I
one.
think we should do this one for Miss Hamblin.
You think we should do that one for Miss
Yeah,
Hamblin
that's
so that it
right.
hangs like this?
Yeah.
And then we do a heart down at the bottom? Okay. So we'll do the one that has the hearts. Let's see if I can draw an upside down heart.
I really like having her for like one of the teacher helpers.
Okay. And then you want a heart that dangles down? Okay. And then what if we do a red crystal on that one?
I was thinking purple.
Oh, purple. Okay. We'll do purple. Okay. So we'll
Because
do...
I think purple might be one of her favorite colors, maybe.
All right. So this is Miss Hamblin. All right. So for Dr. Marine, we will do, again, our long one, right? But we'll do our music notes. And then we will hang our little treble clef, right? And then we'll do earrings. And you want to do the earrings as like a heart dangle with this?
Yeah.
Okay, so now do you want to do like the same type of thing here, but just have the heart here at the bottom? Like, so we still do a bar, but we'll just make them skinnier. So they would match this. Do you see what I mean? Or what are you thinking?
I was thinking we're just gonna cut out like a heart. Like, what are you?
So I was thinking if we do like the same type of design here, but we just make them a little skinnier, and then we do the heart like that at the bottom of it.
It's like an exclamation point.
What's that?
It's like an exclamation point.
It is like an exclamation point. So, but they would look very similar, and I think it would go really, really well. Okay. What do you think? You like that?
Okay.
Okay, so for that's for Dr. Marine. And then you need to come up with a design for Miss Leach and Mrs. Davison, okay? But we'll go ahead and we'll start with this. How's that?
Do you have one that's like got like, do you have
A texture plate?
Yeah, that's got like feathers.
Let me show you what I have. So Roberta, my friend Roberta Peel has a lot of different texture plates that she does. And these are the newest ones that I got. So why don't you take those over and I'll grab a couple more.
Which one is this one?
Well, and let me show you what I've got. And then you can kind of make your mind up from some of these.
Would we do one for Miss Elephant?
Yeah, we can do one for Miss Elephant.
Because I was thinking of probably doing the heart one too.
Do a heart one for her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, all right, let me show you what we've got. Yeah, that's your music note. So, and then we have this one, which is like, this one I totally had to have because of course it's got all my swirls on
I
it.
didn't know what that one's called.
That one is tooled leather.
That was the first one I showed them.
Yeah, so that one's a tooled leather. And then this one, I can't remember what the name of this one was, but that one's kind of a fun one. Not really feathers.
That's cool.
But then you've got the one that are flowers. We have kind of a mandala snowflake. Oh, Stormy Seas. Well, this one's not the Stormy Seas, but it's one that's very similar to the Stormy Seas plate. And then we've got this one. But as far as one that has like a feather, there's this fern one. So it's not really feathers, but it's kind of the ferns and stuff like that. And then of course we got Kiari's toad skin. And then we have that one. But then I also have these, which are from a friend of mine.
Do we have one that would make you think of animals?
Think of animals? Toad skin.
No.
No? I don't have any other animal prints.
The reason I was asking if you had any feathers is because Miss Leach has a braid.
Oh, I see. So as you guys can see, like, this is what I usually go through when I'm going through the design process. We'll kind of ask questions, we'll go back and forth, and we'll start to get an idea, and then once we have the idea, then we can begin to fabricate this. In this case, we have a couple pieces that we can start on, and then as we go this week, so it looks like Kate wants to do a different design for one of her teachers. So tomorrow, I think what I'll do, because in order to get my rolling mill over here, I'm gonna have to move a few things.
I think we could try.
Okay.
This one makes me think of zebras.
Yeah, it does look kind of like a
And
zebra
this
print,
one-
doesn't it?
This one makes me think of giraffes.
Yeah, that is kind of a giraffe-y looking one, isn't it? So yeah, so these plates right here are from Bonnie Doon.
And because her name's Miss Elephant, it makes me think of elephant.
Okay.
So I was thinking we should try an animal one.
We could do that. We could do that.
I don't know which one.
So if we are going to print these, then I think what I'll do is I will set up the rolling mill for tomorrow so that way we can go through, we can talk about how to roll, the proper way to roll, especially when you are using metal plates in your rolling mill. Because when you're using the metal plates, then it's a little bit different. Glenda, you know, you should have built a bigger studio. But even if you have a bigger studio, it's never big enough. Oh my goodness.
And you can never have
Too many tools.
Yeah.
You can have too many tools for your space.
You can never have enough tools.
Never have enough tools. I agree. See, girl after my own heart. Good job. Okay, so anyway, so we have a few options, but we do have some that we are going to start with. So first things first, what we need to do now is, because we do have at least one of our plates that is printed.
Can I see?
Yep.
It's the music.
Okay, it's the music note one. What we're going to do, I think how big is this? Where's our caliper? Here's our caliper. All right, so if we measure this out, I'm gonna do it in millimeters just because it's a little bit more accurate that way. So we've got 40.5 millimeters is what we're at, okay? So if we wanna go maybe, I don't think we wanna go a half, that would be kind of awkward. But maybe if we go third, what is a third of 40? Anybody know?
I need to write it down.
40 divided by 3.
I can go to.
Do you want a piece of paper?
Threes. I can count by threes.
Oh, that's a long ways to get up there, though.
I can count by threes.
Well, 3 is to get to 30. What's 3 times?
Wait.
What times 3 is 30? We get to do math lessons too now. 3 times what is 30? What's at the very end?
Oh,
Do you need a pencil? Anyway, so a third of this. So if we've got, you're basically going to be about, we're going to say
10, 10, 10, 10.
You're right, it is 10.
Somehow I didn't think of that.
I noticed. So I'm going to put this at about 12 millimeters, okay? And it doesn't have to be exact, but I think that that will give us, that will actually be really pretty, I think. So let me switch it over to this camera and show you what I'm doing. So what I've done is we've marked it at 12, well 12.05, so, but that's like nothing. And now I'm going to go ahead and just dry that. What?
Why'd you scratch it with the caliper?
Because that's where we're going to cut it.
Oh.
I mean, like, you don't want to give her a pendant that big, do you?
I thought you weren't supposed to cut it.
Yeah, you want to give
I mean, can you imagine? Walk around. So,
why'd you scratch it?
what? So no, this, I scored it. That's where we cut it. So now we'll just take it over to the...
cut it.
Well, yeah, because otherwise you have a pendant that big.
But I thought you were only supposed to have like, I thought you were supposed to have something and then you, like what we did on the heart necklace thing.
Mm-hmm.
She believed that was texture paper.
Well, yeah, yours was your heart. Yeah, we just rolled it through the rolling mill and
I
stuff.
didn't know you were supposed to cut it.
You can. Yeah, a lot of times, more often than not, I have to cut it because otherwise I don't have the right shape.
No, Mama, she thought that was...
Oh, you thought we cut these. No. No. This is not that.
No, I
Okay,
wasn't
what?
saying that. I thought you weren't supposed to cut these.
How come?
I thought you were supposed to keep them.
No.
Like not cut them.
Well, this is not the pattern plate. Because see, look, this is the pattern plate that we made that pattern with. Where did it go? Where did the music note one go?
At the bottom.
Of course it's at the bottom. All right, so look. This.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, this you don't cut up. But what happened is I took this.
Did you take this and roll it?
I did. And now you can cut
that
this.
makes
So she was kind of concerned. She thought I was cutting up the texture plate.
Except I didn't think it was that big. I
Yeah.
thought it was like that.
Yep. Nope. So, but yes, that's kind of good. All right, so the next thing that we need to do is we need to cut this. Now, Kate, we're also going to do some earrings. And I would say it's totally fine because I know she wears longer earrings. I think that this length is totally fine. It's not quite 2 inches long, and I think by the time we add a little heart, it will be good. And we can always cut more off a little bit later. So I think maybe if these are 12 millimeters, I think maybe we should take these to be 6 millimeters. Now, so that I don't have to like try to line up and mark this and score it along there, what can I do here to make it easy for me to score this? Do you know what I mean? So if I want to come over 6 millimeters, nope, I don't want a Sharpie, not yet, but thank you. If I want to come over 6 millimeters, what can I do with this 12 millimeters that I have here?
Don't you mark it?
Well, I would cut it in half if I only wanted to do 6 millimeters. But what needs to happen is I already have one line here at 12 millimeters. If I did a 6 millimeter mark, it would come in and cut down into the piece that I already have. Does that make sense? So instead of subtracting it, I should add it. And if I add 6 millimeters to this, what is 12 plus 6?
18.
18.
12 plus 6 equals
18. So now what I'm going to do, so I have my line right here, and now if I come here, and I'm going to score along the same line, and now it gives me a new line.
Do you still ever scratch up your table doing that?
Oh yeah, I totally scratch up my table doing this. Okay, now I need to add 6 more. So what is 18 plus 6?
18 plus 6 equals 16. 18 plus 6
24.
It is.
equals 20. 18 plus 16. Yeah, I need a paper.
It's 24, baby. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this on the video or not there. I think you can.
Yep.
So now I have my marks. Okay, so now we've got our 12 millimeter and then two 6 millimeter pieces. But do you see why I would add that rather than subtract it? And that way then I now have my marks. Now I'm going to take this over to the guillotine shear and I'll put it in and I'll go clip, clip, clip. Why would I do this on the guillotine shear?
What's
And
that?
precise and it's straight and it's not all jagged.
Yep, and because I have one, I might as well. A guillotine shear is the big shear over there that has the big handle and it comes down. And the thing that's really nice about it is it's going to give me a nice flat cut. Now I have an old shear. Mine is a 12-inch shear. They don't even make these anymore. However, I do understand that they are coming out with one. Plus, Durston has a wonderful 12-inch shear out as well. So you have a few different options that are available.
shear?
No, the shear is the big black one over on the middle table over there.
Can I cut it?
You want to cut it? Do you know how to?
Isn't it the part?
I think so.
Isn't it the part by?
Let's see. I wonder if we could hook up. Let me see if we can hook up my phone and we'll go over and do it. So hang on, guys. Let's just see right here one thing.
Is this the shear?
No, that is a flex shaft, dude. All right, let's see if Sling Studio. So what we'll do is I will see if we can actually get this camera hooked up to our stuff, and if it is, then we can just go over and we'll do it.
However, we would not see comments for a few moments.
Yeah, we might not see comments. Well, no. Yeah, we probably won't see the comments for just a second. Yeah, but... All right, there's our Sling Studio. Let's see if we can get it to link up.
Where is the camera?
Okay, so here that comes. All right, let me see here what we've got. Just 1 second.
You want me to move the texture, please?
Hang on. Oh, there we go. We've got it. Oh, it's kind of wackadoo. There it is. Okay, so that's okay. Let's.
That's weird.
Yeah, that is a little bit. It was a little weird, wasn't it? All right, so let's come into here. Let's see. Close this out. What's that?
What's going on now?
Okay, so now we've got this. So Kate, I want you to grab this. Kiari, come with me. Let's see. Let's come over. Oh, you all want to see it? Here's the tour of the studio. So this is what I do when I get done moving stuff around. So I just throw it on. We've got a fireplace in here.
Oh, this is
There's the rolling mill. This is why I said it's going to take me a minute to get that. And this is the mess that is currently the studio. Like I said, so I've been filming, and so this is one of the things that I've been working on for Fordham. So this is all about polishing and using all of the different things. Kiara, why don't you go unplug the little iPad and bring it over so we can see people's comments. That's here's a whole bunch of the stuff from Fordham that I'm working on. So kind of getting all my notes together for that. This is the fret station. Yeah, this is where I normally solder. So this is kind of my back here where I do like all my pickling. There's an ultrasonic. This is the soldering. I've got my lovely sink. And then over here, we have our guillotine shear. So, as you guys can see, I've been kind of working here a little bit, cutting things. So, Kate, what we want to do, Kiara, you bringing that over? Okay, yep, so this is how the shear works. It's a guillotine, which means that our blade is kind of at a diagonal, and it'll come down at a diagonal, and it shears the metal a little bit better.
It froze up twice.
What's that? It froze up a couple times?
Twice.
Oh, that's okay. All right,
It's not
so...
freezing up again.
Yeah, it's probably because of how we're recording this right now with the phone. So what we want to do, and it might be a little bit easier, Kate, there's a Sharpie here. What I like to do, here, I want you to hold the phone and try to hold it still, okay? So, but come up here where we've got this. And what I like to do is right where I'm going to make my cut, I will...
Mark it.
Yep, just give myself a line. Okay, you know why I do this?
So you know where to cut it?
Right, because when I get it...
Do you mark it with Sharpie?
You do mark it with Sharpie a little bit. So the reason for this is because now when I pull this into my shear, let me see if I can get this here. Sorry guys,
Someone
trying to do
said
this.
I make them giggle.
Bobby said you make her giggle. Okay, so see how, like right there, I try to line up those little lines with the bottom edge of my blade, right? Now I can bring this down. Now, what I'm also going to do here, let me see if I can zoom this in a bit. Hang on. Okay, so you see how I've got that bottom edge lined up? Now, without cutting, I'm going to bring down my cutting blade just to make sure that I have it cut right. Okay, and it's aligned right. You see that? See how good that is? Mm-hmm. That's what we want. So now what I want you to do, let me zoom back out. I want you to pull that handle down and I want you to cut it. Yep, just pull it. There you go. So now, yep, it's going to be just down there. So hand that to me. And notice it's perfectly cut. We don't have any curled edges. And if I pull this out, there is no curled edges on it either. See that?
Yep.
Okay, so now I want you to do that again. I want you to line it up. Go ahead and get it in there, get it all lined up. Sorry guys, somebody called. Of course they called because they never call until I'm doing a video. All right, that's looking kind of good. There you go. Yep. Now this one has a little hold down bar, which will hold this into place, which is lovely. So now bring this down just a little bit and let's see if it's lined up properly. Just bring it down onto the metal, but don't cut through it. I think you're looking really good. So go ahead and cut it. Yep, there you go. Okay. And now you'll want to do that again. Zoom you back out. Hello. Okay. So now you just need to do the next piece. Kiara, are you going to be able to do this when it's your turn? Kiari, are you going to be able to do this when it's your turn? Hold the iPad still. Put it down right here. Thank you.
Is it my turn?
So, does the guillotine warp the metal less than other shears? Yes, absolutely. It is far less than others. So here I also have a bench shear, and I'll show you what it does in just a second. So the difference with the blades and everything like that. You tell me. If you think that it looks good, then make your cut.
Does it?
You tell me. You're the one cutting it. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead. I think you said you had it lined up, so I think you're good. All right. So let's see.
Is it my turn yet?
All right, so now we have our 3 pieces and they all look good. No, not yet, because we have to get your metal ready. Now, you guys were asking about, you know, having it warp the metal. So let me show you guys what we have here. So this is what's called a bench shear, and notice that our blade on it is curved. Okay, so Kate, I want you to hold this right here, please. There you go, I got that. So if I bring my metal in here and I bring this down and I cut it, while it cuts beautifully and one side stays, but look at the other side now. So we get a lot of warping that happens with that.
That's kind of sucky.
It's just a different type of shear. That's all it is. It's just a different type of shear.
You have one side of metal that you can't really use anymore.
Well, no, because you can flatten that out, right? I mean, it's curved, but you could still flatten that out. Okay?
Yeah.
So here's the rest of the tour. This is Potter Corner for a good reason. This is a prototype of a press that I'm working on for a company.
Does that mean it's Harry Potter?
Nope, it's a Kevin Potter Corner. So now here's another guillotine shear. This one is a little 4-inch shear. So it does the same type of thing, but it just doesn't, you know, it's not as big, like I can't cut as big of a piece. And then I've got my ring bender. I have a pin finisher, my polishing machine, my belt sander. Look at that. I haven't even cleaned up. Oh, I left it such a mess. And the best part, the wall of hammers.
Bum, bum, bum,
What's that?
bum,
I know.
bum, bum, bum,
All right, bring this back over and we're going to come back. So in here I have room, and these are some of the things that I've been working on. So I've been working on a couple different things, but right now this bench is just a mess. This one, I actually have a couple things going on. I was looking for some projects, but I've got the Alan Revere stuff. So this is where I've been doing a lot of my Alan Revere. Okay, there's the art area. So these two pieces, this one here and this one up here, were done by Kate. This one up here was done by Riley.
This was when I was in kindergarten.
Yes. There's a picture of Kiari in kindergarten. Good job, dude. All right. And so this is another thing that's coming, you guys. I've got trays of labradorite. Right now I'm trying to get them weighed and mounted so that I can get them sold. We have the arbor. There's our rolling mills from Durston.
The great rolling station.
All right. Kiari, bring it back, please.
Mommy.
Okay. All right, so let's get us back over to another camera. So, sorry it was a little wobbly, but hey, that's kind of cool that we had the ability to do that. So, I'm going to turn you off. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay.
It's gonna be in a way.
So, Sue Ellen, what's holding me back? Yeah, I know, right? I need to get some of this stuff done. And I'm assuming you're asking what's holding me back from getting those labradorites listed. It's called homeschooling. That's what it's called. That's what it's called every day now. All day is like homeschooling. It's kicking my butt. Okay, so Kate, the next thing that we would need to do on your pieces would be what? I don't know why that's not going away. Let's see. There we go. Thank you, Karen. I love this studio. This studio is fantastic, and it's the reason we bought this house, because the house has been nothing but a money pit. But it had a great studio space, and it worked. And it keeps going through different variations and renditions. You know, like I had a great big table at one point in time, and I took that out and put in the jeweler's benches. And I think I might get rid of one of the benches because I think it's just a little too much. I need some more space. That's the problem. I need more space. You guys saw how big this studio was. I need more space. So anyway, so Kate, what do we need to do on yours? First of all, you have, tell me about the corners of these pieces, honey. Scoot onto the screen. Tell me about the piece, or those corners. What do you think? Are those comfortable? They are very sharp. So what do we need to do?
Sand it down.
Sanding.
Okay, but we're not going to sand them because sanding would take forever. What's this?
Oh.
File.
It's a file.
Oh, I thought I said that.
No, you said sanding.
Oh.
All right, so let's move here to this camera real quick.
Well, then I
Kate,
meant file.
I think we want to leave the corners, right?
Yeah.
But not this sharp.
Yeah.
So what I would do is come in here and I just take that corner off, right?
Get safety glasses on if you don't want to get it in your eye.
Yes, safety glasses on. Very good, girl. All right, so see how that still leaves us our corner?
Yeah.
But now it's not as sharp, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is your job. Come here.
How much time do you have still?
We just have a little bit. I'm gonna do that and then
For 78 or 48 minutes.
48 minutes, yeah.
78 minutes.
How long would that be? Would that be 2 hours?
No, it's 48 minutes. How long is an hour?
60 minutes.
60 minutes. So Kate, instead of rounding it first, come in and just, I already did this one, so you don't need to do that one again. Yep, so now, if you want to do this other corner, I find that it's easier if I flip it over and do it this way.
Thank you,
So,
25 people,
does that make
for
sense?
watching.
Okay, there you go. So, instead of trying to do the corner right now, no, hold your piece tight. Okay, that's why. You're not holding your piece in place. Of course it's going to make that sound. There you go. Okay, so you want to come in here. Now notice how my finger is, dude. You're holding onto the handle. There you go. By doing this, you can eliminate a lot of that sound that's driving you bonkers. Okay, so now that you've got this corner where we've flattened the corner, now round that. Okay, push harder and it won't make that sound. Okay, and make it one smooth movement and start here with the tip of your file and come up and around. Well, it's because you're not doing it right yet. Once you start to learn how to do it right, don't worry about making that corner. Don't turn your wrist. So what's happening is she's got kind of a movement on her wrist that she does this kind of a corner thing. It needs to be one smooth movement where you just go whoop. Okay. Now, when you do this, the other thing you want to do, keep it here at your bench pin. Always work here at your bench pin. We're going to come in and we're just going to kind of take off any kind of a burr that's there, like by going 45-degree angle. Okay. So flip it over and do the other end now. So the first thing you want to do is take off that corner, right? Okay, use your whole file. Nope, not coming down. There you go, going up. Good. See, as you do this, it's going to start to sound better. This sound actually drives her bonkers. It's kind of like nails on a blackboard. So she's not too fond of this part. So if it's like that, then you just kind of move back and then you move a little bit faster. Okay. Good. So now you've got that little angle on there. Now round out the corners. Don't try to do it in 2 movements. Yep, 1 smooth movement. And try to use the whole length of your blade or of your file. There you go. Yes, that's much better, Kate. Yeah, you're doing a ton better there. Good. Now flip it over and, well, okay, so now you're going to use your fingers and you're going to feel here. See how there's a little bit of a burr there? Yes, you go in at kind of a 45-degree angle, nope. You've got to, again, use the whole length of your file. Honey, I think we need to work on some filing. Okay, anyway, so go ahead and do that side too. No, you're not coming off this way. You run your length of your blade that way because that's the way that your blade, or I keep calling it a blade, but that's the way your file cuts. Okay. Okay, you're good. Keep going. Well, Glenda, I definitely have a ton of labradorite. None of it has been listed yet, so you are still totally fine. And I'll post here, like when we do some of the videos, I'll let you guys know when I have those all done. I was trying to get my older daughter to come in and weigh them and mount them for me, but you know, she thinks that cleaning her bedroom is more important. So, you know, cleaning her bedroom. And yes, Glenda, I definitely need to start the video classes. Okay, good. Now, but here's the thing too. Start here at the very tip of your file. There you go. Good. All right, yep, take off those burrs and then flip it over and take off the burrs, if any, on the front side. And then you're going to use your fingers to feel around the piece. Okay, if there's anything sharp, keep it up here so they can see what you're doing. If there's anything sharp, then you address it. If not, then you're good to go to the next phase. So we're good? All right, so what would be our next phase?
Punching a hole into it?
Yeah, so we're gonna punch, in this case, we're gonna do 2 holes, right? You know what? I actually put the tools away. Let me go grab them. So the next thing that we need to do is we need to put the holes in. Now here's a question, Kate. Do you want to do the larger hole so that we can line it with that tube rivet the way that we did in your other pendant? I have silver and copper tubes that are like that, and then you can line it, and I think that that would be a really pretty effect. What do you think?
Sure.
You want to do that? So then the next thing that you need to do is you need to come in here. So we're going to use the 3-hole punch with the 1/8 inch hole. You need to get 2 holes marked in here. You want to make sure you come in far enough that you're not punching a hole off the edge. Use the Sharpie, okay? And I want you to put your holes where they're going to be. And let me go grab those tubes. So you don't want to come in too far. I think you need to come down just a smidge. Like you don't want to be up too far and you don't want to be down too far. If you need to, you can use, I don't know what happened to our little polishing cloth. Do you want to do silver tubes on this, or do you want to do...
Which one do you think would look better?
You know what, since the whole piece is silver, let's do the silver tubes. We'll just do that. Let's see, make sure they're the right ones.
How do I make sure they're perfectly in the center too?
So, yeah, you can use a caliper. Now, first thing you need to do in order to make sure you're perfectly centered is what? Yep, you need to take that outer measurement. Now hang on, you didn't turn on your caliper when you turned it on or first opened it. So close it down, now hit the 0. So let me show you something on a caliper. So the caliper, we have, let's see if we can, there we go. We'll come in here. So when you have these calipers, now this one happens to be a Del Rey caliper. I love these because they're very affordable and they move like butter, but they don't automatically turn on. So every now and then I will do what you did. I'll get my thing on here and I'm like, oh crap, it didn't measure anything. So the first thing you want to do is you want to turn it on. Now let's say that it was open already and we turn it on. Notice that it's zeroed out, okay? But now if I close it, it gives me a negative number. Here I can just hit 0 and it starts it over from the beginning. Wherever my caliper is when I hit that 0 is a 0 mark. So here's something we could have done. Remember how when we were doing our 12 millimeters on here? Okay, so let's bring this back here. I'm going to zero that out. Let's say that we'll do 11.21, whatever. Now, let's say that I drew my line here. Let's say that was the 12. And if I wanted to add 6 to that, I can start here as the 0, and now I can come up 6. Does that make sense?
Cool.
And then I could hit 0 and I can come up another 6 or whatever else. That makes sense? So that's another way that you can use these calipers. This caliper goes in millimeters and in inches, so you have a couple of different options there as well. Okay, so we'll come back down here, we'll close it, turn it on, and now get that Y or your width measurement on your piece. Okay, now here's the other thing too. You have a couple different ways that you can open and close this. No, okay, and all you have to do is hit the 0. You don't have to turn it on and off. Here's a couple of ways that you can move this. So notice that I'm holding it in my hand, kind of like this, right? That allows me to move this here, but I also have a roll bar. Okay, and the roll bar is really nice because it allows me to make very minute movements, very, very, very small. See how that works? Okay, so that's your option. So here, if I wanted to do this, I would open this up and then I'd roll it back closed. So here, we're at 12.17. So just say we're at 12. So what would you need to do to get that in half?
6.
Yeah, so we would roll this down to 6. Now here's another thing that you can do too. So let's say there's our 6. Now let's say I don't want this to move because it does move easily. There's this little knob up here. You can tighten that and it will lock it into place. So now it doesn't move easy. Okay, then what you can do now is you'll come up here, actually come up here along the side. So that's our halfway mark. Now I don't want to scratch it because we're not going to be going through the whole piece, right? But at least that gives you an idea. So now you can either kind of eyeball that from that point, or you can leave this here and you can use your Sharpie and mark right there.
Okay.
I don't know where the Sharpie went. There's the Sharpie. Okay, so if we put this here, okay, you see it? Now, as far as where to put it at the top, we only have a 3 millimeter tube.
That was it.
I think that that's actually really good, okay, where you've got that. Bobby, I found it very interesting that she would rather clean her bedroom than help me in the studio too. Matter of fact, yesterday I made her go shopping with me. I had to go over to Costco and Sam's Club and Walmart, and I made her come. And she was like, well, I want to clean up my bedroom. I'm like, wait, whose kid are you? Because you never clean your bedroom. Apparently she learned something in college, although I don't know because I saw her college dorm. All right, now you're going to do the same thing down there. Okay, because we need one at the top and one at the bottom. We definitely need the one at the bottom if we're going to hang this. So, yep, bring it. So again, you want to just kind of bring that all the way halfway down. Now, up here, we're into this piece a little bit. I would probably bring this down just a little bit closer to the bottom. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Now, I can tell that this is off towards me a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just need to make a note of that. Push that. We need to make a note of that when we go to punch the hole. Okay, so if I'm going to punch my hole, even though I now know that my dot is off a little bit, we're going to put it in here and make an adjustment for that. Okay.
Something's coming out.
It's okay. All right, so now if we look at that, that looks pretty even, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and we look down here at the bottom, we're pretty close to where we want to be. I would say we just need to bring it down just a smidge right there. What do you think? Take a look at that. Because we don't want to be too far down, otherwise we have to use a really big jump ring. So we don't want to be too far down, but I think you're actually good right there. Okay, so here is that hex key. Yep.
Only Allen wrench.
Well, yeah, it's an Allen wrench or a hex key. An Allen wrench, leave it up here so that people can see what you're doing, honey.
Can't do it up here.
Sure you can.
Nope, I can't.
Fine, put it where you need to put it, but it's always easier when you've got your hands stabilized and supported. Yep.
I can't put it here.
Sure you can. No, you can put it there. All right.
No, I couldn't because it...
Okay. And you're about to go through. And there it goes. Did it go?
Nope.
I think it did. I think you're through. Okay. So let's bring it back over here. Yeah, you're definitely through. Okay. So now undo it. Use your hex key. You are going to learn how to use these tools yet. Other direction, baby. You already went down. You need to come back. Okay. So let me show you how I hold this. No? Okay.
Just juggle.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to get it undone that way. So,
I knew it was working.
well, yeah, it'll come up, but your piece is still stuck on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on to my silver piece, and I'm just going to take this and unscrew it. By holding on to this, I'm holding it down, so as it screws up, it brings it down off of my piece. See that?
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and get this next one in.
I wish this was like as wide as the...
Yeah, I know. Well, you can do it on the bench top. Here, take it off of this.
No,
There.
it's still unstable though. Can't do it there either.
You'll get used to working with it. So, that works. That works.
No, it doesn't.
Well, kind of. And this is where, okay, so this is where it comes time. See, now look at how I hold this. You are holding this. Hold your piece. And then come here. See that? Okay, we are way up too high. So we need to come
You're
down.
not on your piece.
What?
You're on the dot.
I think we are. I think we're good. Okay, so I would say let's come in just a little bit like that. But you see how I held the piece? Okay, so I hold my piece, not necessarily the tool, because the tool I'll end up holding with this hand anyway. Let's see, there we go. All right, so that's how you want to kind of work things. You were trying to hold this and put this in here, but what hand now do you have left to turn your knob? You don't have any hands.
Left hand.
Well, no, because your left hand was holding this.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead and get your piece going through there now. I need somebody to come clean my bedroom. Maybe if I bribe her, I can get her to clean my bedroom. She can put away the clothes and vacuum. Although I don't know if I could get her to clean my bedroom if I can't help get her to come in here and weigh stones. All right, can you get it? You're almost through it? Okay, you haven't gotten through yet. You're gonna pull it back down to your lap. You keep taking it off of the camera, dude. It's no fun when they don't get to see what you're doing. Okay, so again, you're gonna run into problems because of how you're trying to hold this. So the best thing to do, Kate, is really seriously to come up here and work on a surface. Well, yeah, I know, but you need to keep working. So by working on a surface up here, see there's one of our little dots. And now as I come out, so remember I'm holding my piece right here in my hands. So you can see that, right? So, and now I'm gonna back it out. There we go. Okay, so there is that. So next thing we need to do, let's move these plates and move this punch. The next thing you need to do is we are going to insert our tubes for our lining. Okay, so here are the tubes. Whoop. Okay, what do we need in order for this to work? Do you remember? Do you remember what tools we need? We need a hammer and we need a center punch. And another thing that can also help is if we have a dapping set, right? So that way we can flare these out a little bit. So let me bring these over for you. Okay, here's the center punch.
I'm still in shape.
Here. Okay, bring your center punch down so that they can see it and see what you're doing. So there's your center punch. Here's your hammer that we're going to use. Hurry, this is heavy. Thank you. Okay, so you've got the tube in, and you're going to try to do them both at the same time?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So good. And remember, you want, bring this down in here a little bit more so that you can actually stabilize your hand on the bench block. Okay. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Those were really good hits. Nice. But you don't want to do too many of those. So do the same thing here. That was really good. See how it brought it, it mushroomed it out really nicely? Okay. No, go ahead and do a couple hits like you just did. But you just don't want to do too many. That's not enough on that one. A little more. A little more. Okay, come on, actually hit it so that you can flare it. Well, no, don't be scared. You just go ahead and give it a couple strikes. 1, 2. That was better. So now they've mushroomed out. They've flared. Okay, let me show these guys what we have here. All right.
I stole your seat.
So that actually looks really good, Kate. Nice. So now you're gonna just take that and flip it over. Oh, the one came out. Stop, Kiari. Kiari, you can't do that while she's trying to do this. Okay, good. So yep, now hold it straight up and down. More, more, more. Nice, perfect. Very, very good. And now do the other one. Hold it straight up and down. More, more, more. One more, good. Nice. Okay, that actually looks really good. So now we need to flip it over. You can still flare it out a little bit more with your center punch. Okay, good. Good, now do the other one. Okay, and it sounds like we're down as far as we're gonna get with the center punch. So the next thing we wanna do is let's switch to our dapping punch, okay? We'll flip this over. I'll hold it for you. Or if you want to hold it, you can. A little more. More, more, more. More, more, more. More, more, more. Give it a good hit, dude. There you go. That was better. You're okay. All right, go ahead and give it some good hits. 2 good hits. 1, 2. Nice. So it moved off to the side a little bit, and this one's a little bit lopsided as well, which we will address and deal with. Okay, go ahead. Okay, nicely done. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, so we have a little bit of lopsidedness here, right? And how can we address that? Excuse me, please. Do you remember?
I'm gonna hammer it.
Yeah, we're gonna hammer it. So what I want you to do, you're gonna take this little hammer, it's got that lovely little head on it, and you're just going to tap. And this is, Kiari, please stop. This is very, very light. You can hear I'm very, very barely touching it, but I'm also doing my very best to be accurate and only hit the rim of that. So I did this side, now you do that side. You can do it. Yes, that's laying down beautifully. You can hit it just a little bit harder than that. There you go. Good, now flip it over and do the opposite side. Oh, that's looking really nice, Kate. Yep. So just hold this here and then just hammer around the rim. A little harder. a little bit harder, because you got to actually move the metal. You can't just kiss it and expect it to move.
Kiss.
All right, so go ahead and do the other end. Yeah, that is looking beautiful, Kate. Yep, good. Okay, so then your real test, now that this part is done, your real test, no, you're okay. Your real test is when you come back and feel. And as long as you don't feel anything sticking up, you did a great job, dude. Those are fantastic. There is nothing there that's sitting up or anything. And then see how that just gives us a little more finished look. So much nicer than just a hole, right? And we could have done it in copper too if we wanted to. So that looks beautiful. All right, so there, that part is done. All right, so you guys, hopefully, like I said, I know that this one was a little bit different because we actually had to go through the entire design phase. But hopefully you guys see that, you know, by making some notes like this, it's the back of an envelope. And so sometimes that's just where they get put. But by going through that process and taking those notes, now we're ready for the next phases. So Kate has now just finished up this portion of the pendant. We will figure out now, you know, like what we need as far as a jump ring size to hold our little treble clef into place. So this is going to be a little bit a longer necklace on this as far as kind of the length goes on there. Okay, so that'll be kind of our next phase, is to do that part, and then she needs to repeat that exact same process on these two pieces. Stop, baby. So that it has that cohesive look. Now we may decide that we're going to make these a little bit shorter. I haven't decided yet, so that's something that we would do before we drilled a hole. Kate, you're fine right there. Scoot back in. Kate, scoot back in, you're okay.
No, she was showing me into the table.
I know, she's being a bum. Okay, so anyway, okay, shh. All right, girlfriends, stop.
What?
You're trying to be a hog with your space. Okay, fine, then you go over there, and then Kate, you come back here. All right, so the next thing, you two. Okay, so the next thing then that we need to do is we would do the same thing for the earrings, and then I'm going to have them also make the ear wires. So we'll get things ready now that we have an idea of what we're going to be doing for these pendants. We have that part of it laid out, and next time, so tomorrow we'll come back. I'll have the rolling mill moved over here so you guys can kind of see what we go through to set up the rolling mill and make sure that we're using things properly there. We'll talk about a couple of different designs. You know what? And I think I do actually have, now that I think about it, I have some animal print designs that are the laser papers. So everything that we just talked about today was using the metal pattern plates. But we also have some laser papers. My good friend Gwen Youngblood, I'm just telling you, my good friend Gwen Youngblood has a company where she uses a laser, kind of like our laser upstairs, and it will carve away into paper and it makes a design. So we'll look and see what we've got in there, because I think we might actually have some animal prints that we can use for that. So we will get everything all ready now. Like I said, now that we have the idea of what we want, I will get all of the materials put together, and tomorrow the girls will assemble everything. You have a couple of chains to make, right? Mm-hmm. And you have a few things to cut out. We may do the cutouts already, but they're loving your pendant already, Kate. So we've got a few things. We've got a few things in store here. So join us tomorrow, as I don't know if we'll finish it up tomorrow, but who knows? We'll see what happens. So part 2 is tomorrow. How's that? Is that good?
Part 2 of teacher gifts.
Part 2 of teacher gifts. Yep, we'll have these all done by the end of the week, and then we can go deliver them to the school. Give them to all of our teachers. All right, you guys have a wonderful day. Good luck with everything. Today was a little less Tuesday than Monday was Monday. Mm-hmm. You know, but we were still off. I almost got on here and said, we're taking the week off. But then we came up with something at the last minute, didn't we?
Yep, if we didn't have teacher gifts, it would have been just like, just come back next week.
It was that close.
We're almost there.
Oh yeah. It's like coming up
watching.
coming up with the videos is almost like, what's for dinner tonight? I have no clue.
I've had finals all week so far.
I know, all week. It's Tuesday.
Yeah, I've had finals all week so far.
All week so far. Anyway, you guys have a good day. We'll get everything put together. Tomorrow we'll be a little bit more proactive. You guys can kind of see how we do this. And at this point, you guys, the girls, I'm going to let the girls be very, very hands-on. They've learned all of these skills, so it's kind of fun to see them put it all to work. And we'll see how they turn out.
I'm hugged.
Your hugs? Your hugs. Oh, okay. Hi, hugs.
I was reading that, but I'm tired.
You're tired.
No, she's
hugs. Okay, guys. You guys have a good day. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.
I'm hugged.
Bye.
Bye. Have a happy kitty day and unicorn day and mystical creature day. Bye.